So many people ask me, why am I so passionate about understanding and treating selective mutism? Why did I dedicate my life to this? Quite simply, I'm a mom. I'm a mom of 4 young adults, but my second oldest child, Sophia, suffered with selective mutism when she was a very, very little girl. She would not engage with people. She was completely mute in school. She was shut down. She wouldn't go to parties. She sometimes wouldn't even get out of the car when we would go to the grocery store. She was very, very anxious in so many situations, and I experienced this firsthand. I took my child to multiple therapists, doctors, frankly, all over the country, and nobody understood my child. I was told she had mental retardation. I was told she was autistic. I was told she was oppositional and defiant. I was told that she will never function in the real world, that I should probably institutionalize my child. I knew in my gut none of that was correct. Why? Because when my daughter was home, she was not only engaging and chatty, but she was expressive and initiative and creative and outgoing and a typical young child. So I realized there's nobody out there to help my child, therefore I have to be that person to help my child. So I was very busy in my medical practice. I had a very strong interest in anxiety, depression, working with teens, working with children, and working with families as a whole. That was my specialty. But I then realized that I needed to focus on my child. So I spent so many years trying to understand what my daughter was going through, but also trying to understand what this was. And I will say that the name selective mutism makes no sense to me. To me, selective mutism is a social communication anxiety disorder, and that's what I realized. So from my own child and the experience I had from my own child, it fueled me into my life's mission, starting the nonprofit organization, the Selective Mutism Association, beginning to work with families, starting the Selective Mutism Anxiety and Related Disorders Treatment Center, now working as a director in the Selective Mutism Research Institute. This is my life. I've lived it. My daughter overcame SM at a relatively young age. She's now the social chair in her medical school class. So here is this child that I was told was never going to function, and she is more than functioning. So back then when I was doing this, I realized I can't possibly be alone. So now 6,000 kids, teens later, I've learned over the years that SM is a social communication anxiety disorder that has factors into the development and maintenance of it. In addition to that, children are not just mute, that there are different stages of social communication that children communicate with at. There are basically 4 stages. Stage 0 being a non-communicative child. They either shut down or they'll communicate to somebody else but ignore others. The nonverbal child, the child that's transitioning through intermediaries, sounds, using augmentative devices, and then verbal children. Verbal children are children that can maybe quietly respond 1 or 2 words or be incredibly elaborative and expressive. So there's different stages of social communication. So I learned and developed SCAT as a way to treat the person, not their diagnosis. We need to address a teen, adult's unique needs and develop a treatment plan that helps them build the social communication progress and the skills to help them progress across the social communication bridge